you don't get the show.
I remember one time I went to a Black Friday. This was like maybe like 7 years ago, and I was waiting in line outside. It was like a cold Miami night, one of the few ones we have. And I was waiting in line, and they had the police there because there were fights and all types of bullshit. Mm-hmm. So they finally let us in, and they had like the Best Buy. They tried to like create paths, but they created paths using electronic equipment, which is like the stupidest thing to do, especially in Miami, because people are like, fucking man. And they're like running shit over. They're knocking shit over. And this is where you really find out how shitty people are. I mean, you know now, thanks to the internet, but you really know in person. There's this person that I was just trying to walk to get to something. I didn't even specifically know what it was yet. I was just looking in the computer aisle. Mm-hmm. This lady must have thought I was just going after something. I don't think she even knew. Just instinct kicked in. And next thing you know, I get like chop blocked by a fucking stroller. Now my big ass almost falls down on the stroller, and I would have crushed that motherfucker. I know those strollers are made to take hits, but I would have broke that bitch. And I'm thinking to myself, I turn around, I look at her, I'm like, bitch. I'm like pointing at my skin. I'm like, do you know what I am? I'm taking a look. And I'm thinking to myself, and then next thing you know, I hear like a sound of a baby. Because I'm thinking, if nothing else, she, maybe someone else is holding a baby and she just using the stroller as a battering ram. The baby was still in a motherfucking stroller. She was using a stroller with her baby in it as a battering ram. I mean, what kind of people? What does Black Friday do to people, man? I mean, you've seen the Black Friday fights.
All right,
people fighting over games. I mean, come on, man. What's wrong with you people?
Samsung 4K Ultra HD TV, 55 inches, $479.99. Like, that's insane. Like, I understand killing somebody for a TV, but like you said, like, she had no idea what the fuck you were going after. And she chop blocked it, and she chop blocked your ass to get
with a baby stroller with a baby in it. So, I mean, I could have fallen back on that baby, and that would have been it. Your troubles for 18 years would have been over, and my troubles would have just started.
You would have gone to jail.
I would have been in jail and have been like, "Oh my God, you crushed my baby, bitch! You crushed your baby by chop blocking me."
Oh God.
And then I left empty-handed because what was left? Like cheap-ass products that they were trying to get rid of that was in bargain bins, and it was like, oh, this one's $3.99, but you pick it up and it's like, I don't want this. Headphones I never heard of. All the really good TVs were gone. Like they had like they had like a Samsung 32-inch that was like $29, but that was already gone before we got in the store. And I'm like, and lines around the corner like 3 fucking times. And then I realized, you know what? We have the internet. And yeah, they will have that 1 or 2 or 3 special deals where they still make you come in the store and they make employees come in and work. They're working on Thanksgiving because they have to prep the store. And sometimes they're actually open on Thanksgiving. Even though this year I heard a lot of stores are closing on Thanksgiving so that people can actually be with their families, and I appreciate that. And look, I understand, even being an internet shopper, that someone is working on Thanksgiving being an internet shopper, so I'm not pretending like I'm all benevolent or anything because of that. But obviously someone's getting screwed. I mean, I've worked most Thanksgivings myself, but at least shopping online saves you from most of the bullshit. So I just stick to online and then go to Cyber Monday. Usually has some good deals on Newegg and stuff like that if you're in the computer part. So I just stick to that.
Yeah, I mean, like one of the biggest things, and it was huge when my wife and I found this out here in Massachusetts, which was amazing, is there's an actual state law that states that no store can open on Thanksgiving. They have to wait till midnight when it rolls over to Friday to open. So all these ads that you see of like, hey, Best Buy is open at 5 o'clock on Thanksgiving, Best Buy is here and all that shit, closed till midnight. Now, as opposed to that, when you look at like store hours and a lot of the Best Buys, they'll say like, hey, we're open from 5 p.m. to 1 in the morning, and then they close and then they reopen at 8 a.m. Now, these motherfuckers are open from midnight and they stay open throughout the whole day and shit like that. They may like I think close for like maybe an hour or something like that, just to like clean up if it's like a standalone store. But if it's attached to a mall, those bitches open up at midnight and boop, they're running the whole freaking day. And I will say this: if you ever want to like, for y'all out there in internet land, you ever want to know what is the hell of working retail? You want to just have an idea? On Black Friday, wait till about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. I mean, later in the day. Go your ass to a Best Buy and just walk into the gaming aisle, any one of them, and just look at that. And when you see the shitstorm that is fucking just games everywhere on the floor and all that, just think to yourself, oh, I got to clean this shit up. Just put yourself in that mindset. That's what these poor fucking people have to go through. And at least with that law here in Massachusetts, what's at least great about it, which is the one thing like it's wonderful, is it at least allows people with their families to spend the time with their families. Granted, I mean, you're still going to have to go to bed early if you work at a retail place, especially if you got to be there at 11 o'clock at midnight, because you got to at least be there at 11 p.m. But at least you get to sit down at dinner time and be with your family. And the good thing about that is a lot of the times, like I knew people that worked the Best Buys around here that like now work at Apple. And they were like, yeah, like a lot of people wanted those 11 p.m. shifts because if you looked at it, you were out at like 3 or 4 in the morning, you know, and you went home and then you were done. And a lot of the times was, hey, you got out at 3 or 4 in the morning. If there was anything crazy that you kind of wanted to try and see you could get, hey, on your way home, you could stop by there, see if you could get it, you know, and if worst case scenario, you know, like, boop, you get it or don't get it, whatever. And then you went home and you were like, done, and you're off for the whole day. You know, but they seriously like need to stop like making Black Friday a thing. It's like people need to like spend time with their families, for Christ's sake. And I mean, granted, I understand there's freaking there's people that love the whole like I love going out on Black Friday. Fuck that shit.
And they love it because they had the whole day off to chill, and they probably have the day after off to chill. But for the rest of us, it's not fun.
Fuck, I just saw something here that I'm going to want to get.
He's like, I take back my whole position. Get your ass to work.
Luckily, at least it's something that I may be able to get. Like they're going to have on Black Friday Bloodborne on the PS4 for $15. So if I can get lucky and pick that up. Like I said, if I don't get it, I don't get it. I don't give a shit. But damn, I just saw something that I'm gonna want.
It's spreading like my WoW addiction.
But like my big thing with that is like it's you know there's still gonna be those people that are gonna go out there and get the shit, and it's just like fuck, they got Far Cry Primal 2 on PlayStation 4 for $15. I didn't start looking through this ad. Anyways,
back to work, slaves.